The death of Chris Henry sent shockwaves through the NFL world. At just 26 years old, his untimely passing was not only a tragedy because of his young age, but also because it stemmed from a domestic dispute that ended in a heartbreaking loss of life. However, the story didn't end with his passing. After his death, health discoveries were made that left everyone stunned. Chris Henry was born to Carolyn Lee and David Henry in Bellechasse, Louisiana. Growing up, he attended Bellechasse High School, where he quickly made a name for himself as a talented athlete. In his senior year, he was honored as the New Orleans Small Schools Offensive Player of the Year, a testament to his incredible skills on the football field. During that standout season, Henry led the Fighting Cardinals to the Louisiana AAA State Championship game, which took place at the iconic Louisiana Superdome. But football wasn't his only talent. Henry also excelled in basketball and track, showcasing his versatility and athletic prowess across multiple sports. His achievements in high school laid a strong foundation for his future career. Henry began his college football journey at West Virginia University in 2002, starting off as a redshirt during his first season. His breakout came in 2003 when he was named Big East Conference Freshman of the Year and earned all Big East second-team honors. That season, Henry made a significant impact with 41 receptions for 1,006 yards and 10 touchdowns. His stellar performance included becoming only the second player in school history to surpass 1,000 receiving yards in a single season, trailing only David Saunders. Henry's average of 24.5 yards per reception that year also ranks among the highest in West Virginia University history. The highlight of his sophomore campaign in 2004 saw him starting in 7 games and catching 52 passes for 872 yards, adding 12 touchdowns to his impressive resume. His college career culminated in the 2005 Gator Bowl against Florida State, where he announced his decision to enter the NFL draft after catching 3 passes. Despite his on-field success, Henry faced challenges off the field, including a notable incident during his sophomore year when he was ejected from a game at Rutgers University due to unsportsmanlike conduct, leading to a suspension for the season finale against the University of Pittsburgh. His actions drew criticism from his former coach, Rich Rodriguez, who described Henry's behavior as detrimental to both himself and the team. Henry pursued a degree in athletic coaching education while at West Virginia University. His impact on the Mountaineers football program remains significant. He ranks 8th in career receiving yards with 1,878, 14th in receptions with 93, and 2nd in touchdown receptions with 22 in school history. His 6 career 100-yard receiving games also place him among the top in school records, highlighting his consistent ability to perform at a high level. Henry's NFL journey began in 2005 when he was selected by the Cincinnati Bengals in the 3rd round of the draft. He made his debut against the Minnesota Vikings in September of that year, marking the start of a promising career in professional football. In his rookie season with the Bengals, Henry showed his potential with 31 receptions for 422 yards and 6 touchdowns. One of his standout moments came in the Bengals' first playoff game in 15 years against the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he made a critical 66-yard reception early in the game. Unfortunately, both Henry and Bengals quarterback Carson Palmer suffered knee injuries on the play. The following year, Henry continued to impress, racking up 605 yards on 36 receptions and scoring 9 touchdowns, showcasing his ability to make big plays. Highlights included a 5-reception, 113-yard game against the Cleveland Browns and a 2-touchdown performance against the Steelers. However, Henry faced setbacks off the field, including an 8-game suspension in 2007 for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. Despite the challenges, he returned to the field with notable performances, including a game against the Baltimore Ravens, where he caught 4 passes for 99 yards. In April 2008, after further off-field issues, Henry was waived by the Bengals. Despite these challenges, he expressed a desire to turn his life around, seeking advice from former player Michael Irvin on how to make positive changes, similar to Irvin's mentorship of Adam "Pac-Man" Jones. Surprisingly, Henry was re-signed by the Bengals in August 2008 due to injuries among the team's receivers. He returned from a suspension to contribute during the season, finishing with 19 receptions for 220 yards and 2 touchdowns. Unfortunately, Henry's career was marred by injuries, and he was placed on injured reserve in November 2009 after breaking his forearm during a game against the Baltimore Ravens. Regardless of the fact that he was a great player, he faced serious legal troubles. On December 15, 2005, Henry was pulled over in northern Kentucky for speeding. Police found marijuana in his shoes during a search. Just a month later, on January 30, 2006, he faced serious charges in Orlando, Florida, including concealment and aggravated assault with a firearm. Then, on April 29, 2006, Henry allowed underage girls to drink alcohol at a hotel in Covington, Kentucky. On June 3, 2006, around 1:18 a.m., Henry was pulled over on Interstate 275 in Ohio for suspected drunk driving by Trooper Michael Shimko of the Ohio Highway Patrol. At the Milford Police Department, he took a breathalyzer test around 2:06 a.m. and registered a blood alcohol level of 0.092, slightly over the legal limit in Ohio. As a result of these incidents, Henry was suspended for 2 games by the NFL on October 6, 2006, due to violations of the league's substance abuse and personal conduct policies. However, these actions and legal troubles were later understood to be linked to an underlying brain disease, which was discovered after his death. Moving on to how things got worse to the point that he lost his life, on December 16, 2009, Henry sustained severe injuries after falling out of a moving truck driven by his fiancée, Lolani Tonga, during a domestic dispute. The incident occurred amid a challenging time for the couple, who had 3 children together. Despite efforts to save him, Henry tragically passed away the next day at Carolina's Medical Center, Charlotte, due to blunt force trauma to the head. The circumstances surrounding Henry's death were deeply scrutinized, yet no charges were filed against Tonga, as authorities found no evidence of reckless driving or excessive speed. It was determined that there was no alcohol in Henry's system at the time of the incident. Months later, in June 2010, a report from the Brain Injury Research Institute of West Virginia University revealed a startling discovery. Chris Henry had developed chronic traumatic encephalopathy during his NFL career. This brain disease, typically associated with repeated head injuries, was a significant finding, especially since Henry had never been diagnosed with a concussion during his football career at West Virginia University or his 5 seasons in the NFL. The diagnosis of CTE in a relatively young, active NFL player raised serious concerns about player safety and the long-term effects of football-related head injuries. Researchers emphasized that even lesser blows to the head could contribute to brain damage over time. It was also suggested that Henry's struggles off the field might have been influenced by the brain damage he suffered. His CTE diagnosis was confirmed through autopsy after his death, making him one of several NFL players posthumously diagnosed with the disease. Despite the tragic circumstances, Henry's legacy includes a selfless act. After his passing, his mother made the decision to donate his organs for transplant. Henry's corneas, lungs, kidneys, heart, liver, and pancreas were transplanted, ultimately saving the lives of 4 people, an enduring testament to his generosity and the impact he continues to have even after his untimely death. His death shocked the sports world, but also highlighted the significant impact of chronic traumatic encephalopathy in professional football. Henry's case was particularly striking because he was the first active NFL player known to have been diagnosed with CTE. This revelation underscored the silent and insidious nature of the disease, which can develop over years of playing football, even without a history of diagnosed concussions. Now that we have reached the end of the video, you know the drill. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on videos like this, and do comment telling us who you want us to cover next.